Welcome to Monetize with Megan, episode 3, where we are talking about why 500K in 3 hours a day is so possible for you this year in 2024. I'm out for one of my many beautiful walks per day that I do, so I'm finding a gorgeous green spot to sit down and talk about this important training today. Often in my career of teaching leaders and entrepreneurs and business owners how to generate fabulous income in part-time hours, I'm presented with the mindset of I don't really believe that is possible. Which is the first step to being able to create 500K in 3 hours a day, or really any level of income that is outside of our conditioned go work 40 or 50 hours a week and make a decent income, or even more conditioned, go work those hours and don't even get a decent income. So to hear someone say, here's how you can make 500K in 3 hours a day, will often bring up that immediate block, right? Like that immediate wall. And so what we're talking about today is why it's possible, so that you can start dropping those defenses. You can release the idea of having to fight an idea because it's so much different than what you're currently experiencing. And the first part of being able to generate 500K in 3 hours a day is knowing what to do, right? Like truly just knowing what to do, what moves the needle forward in your business, and the needle that brings in the most amount of money and requires the least amount of time. Now, you could spend many years in learning this, or you could just take me at face value, someone who has launched 4 businesses, built them all to multiple 6- and 7-figure businesses, and has mentored hundreds of people in doing the same. And the piece here is, unfortunately, most clients come to me after they have had a program or an experience or a container with another business consultant that has them do one of 2 things. One, spend 6 months in their program deciding who their ideal client is and, thumbs up to myself, deciding who your ideal client is and working on your offer. Something that I do with my clients is we come up with their offer in about 15 to 20 minutes. That is the power of intuition. That is the power of trusting yourself and not leaning on market research and what the outside world wants you to do. So the first mistake is wasting time trying to think of who your ideal client is and going in with over and over mental masturbation on what your offer is. So that's the first mistake. You don't need to spend a lot of time doing that. I have created multiple 6-figure offers in about 15 minutes. And so what you want to truly be focusing on is, of course, you kind of want to know, like, are you working with dogs? Are you working with humans? Are you working with women, right? I work with men and women. So an overall idea of who you're going to be supporting or selling a service or a product to is a great idea. It does not take you 6 months. It just doesn't. It takes you a sit-down heart mapping session in about 30 minutes, right? Where I really want you to be focusing your time, energy, and effort is in the edification of yourself and in creating a buyer's list. So that is the strategy, right? That is the strategy. It's the same strategy that every business needs, whether they are fucking Elon Musk at Tesla or a stay-at-home mom that wants to launch her fitness business. Right? Either way, you actually have the exact same strategy. Whether you are in e-commerce or you are a doctor, whether you are a business consultant or a realtor, you have the same strategy. And that is make sure people know who the heck you are and know how to sell to them. Now, in order to create 500K in 3 hours a day, with this strategy comes energetic alignment. and inner leadership, because I can give a fabulous strategy to a new client, and if they are frozen, stuck within their nervous system, they are frozen in fear, the most amazing strategy, the one that has worked for me or the one that worked for Elon Musk, will not work for them. And that's not because it's the strategy, it's because they're not aligned with being a CEO. They're still energetically at the mercy of their employee conditioning. And so part of what we do in intuitive business consulting is, of course, we have a step-by-step strategy. I don't ever want you spinning your wheels going, what should I be doing today? I want you to wake up with the knowing of what is meant to be done today. And then the pulling out, the birthing of the CEO you. See, the CEO you makes vastly different decisions with their money, with their hiring, and who they work with and what their offer is, than the version of you that goes, is that even possible? I don't know. Who am I to do that? Sometimes I still wake up in the middle of the night going, what the hell, Megan? Well, what are you doing? You should slow down. And that's my humanness. That isn't my intuition. And so being able to decipher between your intuition and between your humanness is a huge advantage in the game of business. And it's why my clients go from $0 to $20,000 or $0 to $40,000 months in the matter of 3 or 4 months. And we're talking sustainable income. We don't want just a single peak, one single great month, right? We want sustainability. And this comes from a super simple, powerful strategy, energetic alignment with your CEO self, not the conditioned employee. And then the ability to hear your intuition beyond your human mind, beyond your nervous system, right? Those 3 things, inner leadership, intuition, and a super simple strategy, is all that is required for you to create 500K in 3 hours a day. Now, you may have particular, unique, tailored objections, right? Like, well, my particular objection is this: I work full-time. How can I launch my business? Or how can I add an additional 500K in 3 hours a day? Or I'm a full-time mom. How do I do this? And you know, one of my clients who was already making 600,000, she added 500,000 to her bottom line. So she made it over $1 million in 10 months of mentoring with me. And she was in a very scary place, as scary as someone who is going to launch for the very first time, because in order for her to pretty much double her income and go into 7 figures, she had to do things so much differently. So she felt like a newbie. She felt new again. And the same with my clients who came in, they're a duo. They came in making $0 per month. And in their 3rd month, they made 21,000. And in their following months, they made between 20 and 30,000. And it was brand new for them too. But see, someone who is brand new at 0 and someone who was already at 600,000 but got to shift their strategy, they both felt brand new. So are you willing to feel brand new? Right? Can you accept that as you restructure your nervous system, your mindset to follow your intuition versus what someone else says that you should do, that you're going to feel new for a minute, right? That there's going to be a moment of, is this right? Because I feel like such a novice, right? And yet once you start seeing those results, you're going to be so happy that you could be flexible enough to be new, to be in the not know mind, to relearn, because you were conditioned so long to have an employee mindset. And intuitive business consulting teaches you how to have a sovereign mindset, how to generate money in a way that adds freedom to your life. That is a skill set. That is new, right? That is new. So you will feel new for a little bit. If any of this is speaking to you, I am doing a deep dive training on Monday, 1 week from now. 1 week from now. It is my 500K in 3 hours a day live training. It is where you learn to generate 500K in 3 hours a day without burnout, because I don't get down with burnout. I don't get down with full-time hours, right? I mean, I am a mother of 5, and I love my business. And I love my business because it adds to my life and it supports my life, right? It isn't me having to support my business. And so, yeah, if you are curious in how you can generate 500K in 3 hours a day, I'm doing a deep dive on these cornerstones, which is years ago how I learned to create $500,000 a year as a mom of 5 in only 3 hours a day. And for those that have a hard time believing how it's possible, show up, take the coaching. Let yourself play in the possibility and begin to imagine. Because when I chose to stay committed to my vision and my business and be a present mom, which meant working part-time hours, I unlocked massive freedom. When I said, this must be done because other people are doing it, why couldn't I? It must be able to be done. I am willing and I am curious to see how I can do it. Right? And that opened me up to a 7-figure business. I no longer make 500K in 3 hours a day. I make more than that. And I noticed that, that particular amount allows people to warm up to it a little bit more than, let's say, $1 million in 3 hours a day, right? Because you can actually expand into that. But whatever number feels like you can lean into with ease and excitement, put that number in there. Maybe it's 100K in 3 hours a day. That can be life-changing. I know as I expanded into a 6-figure business, that changed my life. So if 500K in 3 hours a day sounds too far-fetched for you, put whatever number allows you to expand and open and receive new information that allows you to be willing and curious instead of closed and shut down. The other thing is, sometimes I hear people go, well, gosh, if it were that easy, then I feel bad that I haven't done it before. And while there is simplicity to it, in the sense that all of my clients have a super simple strategy to follow, that doesn't mean that you were born knowing how to be an entrepreneur or knowing how to lead a 6-figure business. So let me show you how to do it. You don't have to discover exactly how to do it on your own, right? Bend time. Use this in your favor to quantum leap, to take it from someone who's done it 4 times herself and have supported hundreds of clients in doing it themselves. So use whatever number feels most exciting and expansive for you. Is it 50K in 3 hours a day? Is it 200K in 3 hours a day? Is it 500K in 3 hours a day? Is it adding 500K in 3 hours a day? Whatever lights you up and goes, that's worth it to me. Hell yes, I want to know how to make $150,000 in 3 hours a day. Then I strongly urge you to come to the live training where we will be diving deep for 3 hours. You will be in a private Zoom room with me, and let me get all up in your business. Let me support you in the exact steps and strategies that will help you realize that number in part-time hours, right? We're going to be focusing on the strategy, we're going to be focusing on the energetics, and we're definitely going to be focusing on monetization. The registration page will be below. When you register, you will get all of the information, and I will send you a reminder to make sure that you can get there live and get some personalized coaching from me. All right, bye for now.